Hey, what up, though? Hey, salute all the gangsters. Bozo. I'm on the Bootleg Kev show. Tune in, give us a view. You know the business.
Bootleg Kev show. We in the building. Special guest in here. We got the homie Bozo.
What up? Appreciate it. Thank you.
Welcome. You just dropped a new project too.
Yes, sir. Thursday, the 29th.
Well, by the time this comes out, the project will be out.
Yeah, no, last Thursday.
Oh, last Thursday. So it's already out. Yeah, I'm like, wait, 29th. We're in the middle of October, beginning of October. Well, shit, welcome, man. I know we've been trying to make it happen for a while.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. For people...
I'm like a Jehovah's Witness. I don't stop knocking.
Nah, it's all good, man. Nah. It's, for people who don't know who you are, where you're from, how long you've been making music, give me kind of just like a background of...
So, I go by the artist name, well, my hood name too, Bozo. I kept my handle, you know?
Yeah.
It means too much to me. I'm from the city of Pico Rivera, Southeast Los Angeles. Born and raised, bred in my hood. I've been rapping. I got signed to Universal in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
I was 4 months into my deal. I caught a term for string of armed robberies and assault with a deadly weapon. I went to prison for 10 years, 2 months. I paroled in the summer of 2015, and I hit the ground running. And I've been doing my shit ever since independently.
Wow. Yeah. Was it hard to... I feel like if you do 10 years in prison, kind of like the music industry passes you by, technology passes you by. Before you went in, you were able to still sell CDs and shit, and you know, MySpace was still popping. Was it hard for you to like get the motivation to pick back up and like get back on the grind like when you got out?
When I went to prison, I stopped writing music.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wasn't one of them dudes in prison.
Like with fucking notebooks. Yeah.
Because my situation, I didn't know if I was going to make it home. It could happen, you feel me?
Yeah.
I came home early. I was supposed to do way more. But life changed, and I was able to come home after 10 years. But when I came home, the access to like, well, I'm sure you know, like back in days, it was different to get distribution. You know?
Well, it was a lot more difficult to release music.
Well, to distribute your music legitimately, it was shit. If you didn't have a plug, like
it was hard.
So that was encouraging.
Yeah.
You know, and then YouTube didn't exist. Smartphones didn't exist when I went to prison. So YouTube was extremely welcoming to me because I felt like there was a void in my community specifically of growth and transitioning to different sounds and new modern sounds, you know? I felt like we were stuck in quicksand. Like nobody was really pushing the envelope. Nobody was really trying to take risks, you know what I mean, as far as music. So when I came home, I saw a void and I just took it as an advantage, you know what I'm saying?
What would you say, like, after you got out was a moment of success in the music industry that kind of, like, made you realize, oh, you were kind of onto something, you had something here that might work, you know? Obviously, you were signed before you went to prison,
My
but...
first feature with Compton AD.
Okay.
My first feature with Compton AD was like early when I came out, and Compton AD had just dropped that You Ain't Never Had a Thug. YG
Yeah.
So that shit was popping. So through a mutual friend of ours, Peep CNT, Dope Man, he linked us up. Dope Man believed in my talent from the gate, so he started bringing me in. He was always like, you know, with what I represent, there's always the racial factor. Like, hey, are you open to work with these people, this. Me, myself, like, I'm down to do business with everybody as long as it's good business. You know?
Right.
We could stand on it, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So, yeah, when I did something with Compton AD, and then all my features came back to Mac, literally. Like, it was Compton AD, then I did Joe's Moses, then I did G Perico, then I did RJ. And
shit, 2015, 2016, 2017, those are the guys.
Yeah.
And by the way, still are the guys. Shout out to those. Joe Moses just dropped his album. RJ's album's coming soon. Perico's about to go on tour.
Yeah, so you could imagine I'm sitting on the yard and all their albums are coming my way. They weren't around, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to come home and be able to have the luxury to work with them was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was very encouraging, yeah. I knew I was onto something.
Are you... as like an independent artist, what are some of the things that you've like learned over the last like 4 or 5 years? Because I feel like when you're independent, sometimes you don't have the luxury of having a building behind you that kind of already knows what not to do and what to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You got to kind of like just keep it moving when you go through growing pains. You got to learn from your mistakes. What are some of the biggest things you've learned so far?
The biggest thing what I did this time that I came home, I try to rationalize my situation. So I tell myself, all right, there's no label behind you no more. We definitely trying to go back to the pen for another 10. So what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I put myself through college for a year, and I got myself into a good field where I could generate enough money to become my own label. You feel what I'm saying?
What field was that?
Electrical. I do electrical.
Oh shit.
Yeah, hell yeah. So
you're an electrician?
yes, sir. Hell yeah.
Wow, that's fire.
Yeah. So yeah. So I put myself through college, like I said, because in my experience before, I felt like other people were dictating the path of my music and how it was going, the direction it was going in, or when I could do this, or
Right.
even at studio time, for that matter. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't feel like begging, dog. Like, and I don't mean begging like in the wrong way. What I mean is like, I didn't want to put myself in a vulnerable position and people be looking at me like, oh, I'm a desperate artist looking for help. You know what I'm saying? So I did my shit independently. I funded my own shit legitimately with money I was doing through my 9-to-5s and long shifts I was pulling. But at the same time, I have such a strong standing reputation in the streets that it wasn't hard for me to like get direct lines to so and so different hoods, you know.
Right.
I've dealt with people from Crips to Bloods to everything on the streets before, so it wasn't hard for me to connect those dots. So I just worked with what I had, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I took advantage of the pros that I did have, and the cons I just try to evolve them into some that could become an advantage also. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel like most people would not. I feel like having a practical trade to have to fund your dream is like something that most people wouldn't glorify.
Well, I did it the other way before.
And you landed in prison.
Armed robberies, and I did over a decade.
You saw what the downside. Yeah.
Reality was like, yeah, you can be a risk taker, but the risks that we're taking, are long-lasting consequences. And so I didn't, and then you come home to your family, you gotta think like, after a decade, my dad died, my brother-in-law died, my grandma died, my cousin died, like
shit.
The house was empty, you feel me? So I came home to a family in shambles, like women that didn't have no male in the house. There was no uncle that loved the nieces. There was no dad that loved their kids. There was no older brother to look over my sister. You feel what I'm saying? So with that, I put my ego and my pride to the side. You feel what I'm saying? Like I felt like I had a bigger purpose, That's
big, man. Yeah, I think like too, just for anybody watching, like it's okay to figure out a legit way.
I think that it's not okay not to do it legitimately. Because as a business, let's say you're doing real estate, bro, right? And you're buying houses to flip and shit.
Of course.
But you're doing it off of illegitimate money.
One day they're gonna trace. One day the paper trail is gonna come back to you,
or they're gonna catch you. You feel what I'm saying? You're just gonna get caught at a red light without the right blinker on, and it's a wrap. You feel what I'm saying? So the margin of error is fucking small.
Well, yeah, and like you move around, stress the fuck out.
Well, I did. You know what I mean? Like the homie will tell you, like they came for me. They raided all my pads. I had to fucking flee to Colorado with an advance from the label. I ended up burning the label for their advance on that. They never got to recoup off my shit.
Which label? Which label?
Universal and Kosh.
Okay, shit.
So as a business model, it's not a good model to, you know what I mean, to go. And I know a lot of people do it, and I know it's glorified in this business, but I don't know, bro. I just can't do it again. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not ready for that trip,
Yeah, nah.
Life's too good.
More people should preach what you're preaching, man.
Hey, shit. A lot of people haven't been through what I've been through. That's why they don't.
That's real.
If they knew better, they would say better. You feel what I'm saying? But they don't.
Would you say that? Because originally, how much time are you facing? You said you got out.
35 to life. 35 to life. 'Cause I'm a 3-striker, and I've been busted for other robberies as a kid. I grew up without a household, so I've had to survive.
I didn't mean to stop you. I think the beginning of this shit was muted, bro.
What? It doesn't matter. That red thing don't matter. It just mutes out of the headphones.
Yeah, but I was still hearing him, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. That's fine. So that red button only mutes the headphones.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Because you heard it in the headphones. Yeah. You're good. All right. I'm sorry. So you were supposed to do 35. Because for people who don't know, in Cali they had the 3 strikes.
Yeah, 3-strike laws. Yeah.
Is that still?
It is when, like, let's say that. You gotta understand, the law is like a chain link fence, It has many different loops, directions, and connections, and how it's bonded together. But when you're a DA and you really want to prosecute somebody, every single case log that has existed for mankind is open to you. You just gotta learn how to use it in a loophole. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's say, for instance, you've been busted for 2 armed robberies and 1 sexual assault. right?
Right.
The law might say, oh, it's not all 3 armed robberies, so we can't strike them out. You know what I'm saying? But the DA, if they catch you for 3 sexual assaults, they'll find a way to be like, okay, it's the exact same crime every time. He's a habitual criminal.
Yeah.
Let's strike him out on those 3. So it just depends now how bad the prosecution wants you and what kind of case they want. You know what I'm saying?
So at what point in time did you find out? Because once you get put in 35 to life, you're pretty much like, this is my life.
So I went to trial. I've always gone to trial because I didn't have nothing to lose. You know, when you have something to lose, like you tend to take a deal.
Yeah.
But with me, they never offered me a date. It was always life, or 25 plus something. To me, it might as well be life. You feel what I'm saying? So I went to trial and I lost in trial in Pomona Court, Superior Court. Judge Tia Fisher found me guilty of all my charges except for assault with a deadly weapon, the shooting I beat. But 5 armed robberies I got convicted of. So when she went, you know, so you get, let's say today is your day to find out your verdict. You get found guilty, right?
Right.
Boom, knock you out, go back to court. Come back in 2 months for sentencing. At that point, within those 2 months, the judge, the DA either has the opportunity to go through your file and try and give you some leniency, or they just don't give a fuck and give you the max time. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So a lot of times it depends on your crime, the seriousness of it, the violence behind it, and really how it went down to get some kind of sympathy. You know what I'm saying? So fortunate for me, the lawyer that I was going with at the time really pushed for the judge to open up my file. So 2 months after her verdict, she gave me 18 years with the probability of parole. You know what I'm saying? So my case, I was supposed to get 35 to life, but the judge basically told me, look, laws are changing. I'm going to end up bringing you back 10 years anyways and letting you go.
Yeah.
And she wasn't lying, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like I went up with the 18 years. From the 18 years, it turned to 13 years. From 13, it turned to 10 because of Prop 47 was changing so many laws.
Right.
Jerry Brown, the original person that wrote the 3-strike law, came back because I don't know if you know, but California prisons were so overflooded that Arnold Schwarzenegger signed a state of emergency, which meant that we're so populated, we could start renting prisons in other states and taking them. So they rented, I think, 3 prisons in Arizona, 1 in Oklahoma, 2 in Mississippi.
That's that prison for profit bullshit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All federal judges own that shit. So, you know, if all federal judges own the prisons and all deputies own the canteens and everything that fucking generates money in it, how are they not going to create...
keep you in prison?
Yeah, it's a hustle. So I ended up from Centinela, I ended up to Arizona, and then I went all the way to Mississippi, Tallahatchie, and then I came back.
What the fuck?
Yeah, well, we're getting caught up in shit, you know?
Do you think that was kind of like because of the 3-strike thing?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they were giving people because
that was like a California specific thing.
Only. It's an enhancement. You know, it's an enhancement. But with the 3-strike law came a gang of different enhancements. You know, it wasn't just strikes. Like it was, let's say you've been to prison before. They were giving you 2 extra for that.
Jesus.
Let's say it was gang involved. That's automatic 10 to 15 extra years. So there was a lot of dudes upstate that their crime only carried 3 years, but they were doing 18 off of enhancements. Not actual crimes, you know what I'm saying? That crimes that you had done in the past, things that weren't even prevalent with what you were busted for right now. You know what I'm saying? So as the laws changed, my day changed. And it got to a point where I had been down so long, like just kick them out. So I got like, I think a 10-day notice before I came home.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So you didn't know. You were just like,
hell no. I came home fucked up. Like honestly, emotionally, mentally, I wasn't prepared.
Right.
You know, I was wired a certain way. You gotta understand, like I took so much loss while I was busted, as far as heartbreak and heartache. Like
family,
I suffered. Yeah.
all kinds of people.
That emotionally, I wasn't confident, bro. Like I was, you know, my spirit was broke to a certain extent. Like I know flight or fly. I know how to survive.
Right.
I knew how to be heartless and take care of business in there, but I didn't know how to digest my care for the world, my care for my life. You know what I'm saying?
You lost some
obligation,
empathy.
my family. I lost a lot of shit. I lost a lot. So I went back. I came home, and I was out like 4 months.
Oh, you went back?
Yeah, I went back, bro. I was out 4 months, and then I broke some fool's nose at a bar over some stupid shit.
Damn.
So I went back again for 4 months, and that's when really like the humbling came. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's when the moment of reflection. Like I told myself, like, damn, you a grown ass man. Like you ain't got shit to show for it. All you got is CDC numbers. You feel me? Like, but you talk all this gangster shit. Like to me, gangsters ain't broke. You know?
Yeah, I also feel like people got to start to understand, like, at a certain point in time, like, if someone talks shit to you at a bar,
Yeah.
like, it's probably the more gangster thing to be the bigger guy. And just be like, you know
Well,
what?
look, now I know. Now I'm the type of motherfucker, like, the minute I see shit, hey, you want to drink, bro? I got you. The fuck's this man drinking, you know?
Yeah.
Or
that's
hey,
smart.
bring the stripper over here. Give the boy a lap dance. He needs to
Yeah.
cool down.
He
You know what I'm
needs to-
saying?
yeah.
Because I'm not afraid of what he's gonna do. I'm afraid of what I'm gonna do, bro.
Yeah,
Like
and the
I already-
consequences that come with
Yeah,
that.
well, I know I got everything to lose. So when you got everything to lose, you playing for keeps. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather just, you know what I mean? Like try to avoid this shit, dog. Because at this point, like there's no profit in it. You know?
Yeah, I think people got to understand, like, you can literally change your life just making one mistake.
Hell yeah.
Could be drinking too much. And
One decision, dog, could cost you everything.
it could cost you everything.
Everything, literally. And the
Because let's
things
say you might get into a fight at a bar, and then you hit somebody, and then they fall and they hit their head on the
Look at this.
ground, and then you're fucking in jail for the rest of your life.
Picture this scenario, right? You go to prison, and this happened to me. That's why I'm speaking. You go to prison, and you know your baby mom's at home with the kid,
Yep.
and you're fighting this shit together, and you're thinking there's a bond, right? Because you know we tend to have that illusion we're busted, like people gonna ride it out with us, or people gonna be there for us. One time I called home, and literally the girl that I was being with took the phone off the hook, accepted my call, and put it on speaker, so that I could hear her getting my little girl ready to go out for dinner with another man.
Oof.
And then think about it, like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I stood there and I heard the whole shit. I couldn't hang up. Like, no matter how much ego and how much pride and how much gangsterism is in me, I couldn't hang up, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But those are the vulnerable positions you put yourself when you're taking those losses. You feel what I'm saying?
And also, like, to be honest, like, it's also probably not fair to expect someone to wait,
exactly,
to wait
but-
for you
but
that
that's
much.
the way that-
Because you want,
Yeah, hell yeah.
if you really love that girl,
You let her go. Hell yeah.
you should allow her to go and,
Yeah.
because you were facing, even
Lot
if
of
it was,
time,
even if it was
hell yeah.
18 years, right?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, like, you kind of want to make sure.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though. It's an unrealistic reality that we expect.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like our expectations are way too pure for the filth that we live in. You feel what I'm saying? Like we expect motherfuckers to have honor and not snitch. We expect motherfuckers to have honor and not run from a fight. We expect women to stay loyal, even though we were probably cheating on them, because I was cheating like a motherfucker when I was out.
Right.
I was cheating. I wasn't coming home, but your arrogance makes you you start to believe that you're entitled to a lot of shit that you're not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you go away, that's why I frown so much on people snitching and debriefing, because you think you're doing something, dog, at the time, right? You might think like, oh, you got the best of the system. Fuck everybody, I'm getting out. They weren't gonna ride for me anyways. Nah, bro, like what you're missing is the lesson that you were gonna get during that time you were busted. You know what I'm saying? Like you're shortening yourself from life experiences and virtues that only on your own you can learn. Because solitude is the best teacher, bro, to find out who you are, to find out what you're prepared for, and to find out like exactly how far you'll take something. Like I knew in prison, I couldn't do life. I'll admit that shit. Like I can't do life, dog. I love bitches. I love my freedom. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I like what comes with providing. I like living with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? And that was the biggest thing for me in prison, was like waking up, you just staring at a wall, dog. No opportunity, no nothing. You're just a empty shell of existence. You feel what I'm saying? Like there's nothing, bro. Nothing.
Yeah.
Even writing letters felt stupid after my 8th year.
I bet.
You know, like why the fuck am I writing these people? Then you write back. Don't give a fuck. You're over here pouring your soul out on a fucking letter, and motherfuckers don't even open it when it gets home. And I'm in the same place now. Like, trust me, all my homies write me and this and that. Most of the time, I don't have time to write back or even read them, bro.
Wow.
Like, I gotta be on a trip where it's 2 hours where I'm like, you know what, the homie wrote me. Let me call his mom. I'm gonna send her, Zelle her $100 for him and tell him I send my love. I can't write back.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers call my phone all day. I don't got time to answer, bro. Like, I just don't. You know what I'm saying? But that's the fact. That's the facts. The world keeps turning without you.
What up, y'all? We got to stop the interview to tell you about our new sponsors, our family at Hardin, Las Vegas. You see what it is. You see what it is. Welcome to the family, Hardin, man. We're so excited. I've been going to Hardin for so many years. For people who don't know, Hardin is that premium cannabis dispensary, the #1 award-winning dispensary in Las Vegas. I'm talking the biggest and best selection of cannabis product, and of course in Vegas, but I'm talking about worldwide. They're them motherfuckers, all right? So what you got to do is pull up when you're in Vegas to Hardin. Go to Hardin _Las Vegas. Shoot them that follow on Instagram. Go see them. Tell them I sent you. When you go to checkout, be like, yo, Bootleg Kev sent me. I saw y'all talking about it on the Bootleg Kev podcast. Look, when you're in Vegas, they'll also deliver right to your room, whatever you need, all right? Make sure you follow the crew, Hardin_Las Vegas. Go to HardinLasVegas.com. That's JARDIN, LasVegas.com. And don't forget, when you go to Vegas, you go to Hardin, tell them I sent you, and they're gonna, they might throw a little extra, little eighth in the bag or something. Give them a little discount, the bootleg discount. You know what I'm saying? Get them Packwoods too. They gave me a Packwood the other day that, geez, I'm still recovering from that shit. Blew my whole fucking face off in the best way. Hardin, Las Vegas. All right, shout out to them. Let's get back to the interview. Is it still like letters that are prevalent?
Hell yeah, still letters.
Because I know they have like
that's feds. Emails is feds.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
emails is feds. Yeah.
So if you're just in a normal state prison,
It's normal state
letters.
prison. Yeah, it's letters, man. It's still old school, you know.
Because I know
buying
like
stamps.
I know some people like have iPads and shit. Or
Yeah, they
tablets.
got iPads, but the iPads are to download music. So they're like iPods, you know what I'm saying? But the system allows you to do educational shit on them too.
Right.
If you're like on certain like
Netflix,
low level
you
yards.
think Netflix is on there?
Hell no, they don't never. I used to have porn in the prison, in the joint though.
Video?
I had everything. I had an Xbox. I had a Sony boombox. I had cell phones.
How do you
all kinds of
is
shit.
isn't that technically contraband?
It is, but when they shipped us out of state, we were doing time according to out of state rules.
So like if
out-of-state
you were in
prisons,
Mississippi or in
hell yeah,
Arizona,
they allow you to have that. Not cell phones, but
right? But
like
you
Xbox,
you could have an
Xbox.
Xbox.
Hell yeah.
In your cell.
Hell yeah.
So you're able to play like Halo and
Xbox
shit?
360. I was on Death Space all day. You ever played Death Space?
No.
Death Space, Modern Warfare 1, Modern Warfare 2. Like I got every perk,
Wow.
fuck yeah.
California, they don't allow that.
Nah, hell nah. California, everything's see-through, bro. Like this. In California, you got to be able to see through everything.
What state did you have the Xbox in?
Arizona. That's where I originally bought it at. I bought it in Arizona, but it traveled with me all the way to Mississippi. In Mississippi, when I came back, I left it to the homies, you know?
So when you go to those out-of-state places, does the California politics follow you?
Hell yeah, mandatory. We open up the prisons, so we got to establish that.
Right.
Just to avoid, like, look, there's a misconception of prison politics, you know? Like, I know a lot of people have come here and, like, try and make it sound like it's a racial thing. To be honest with you, like, that's farthest from the truth, you know? And my homeboy will tell you, like, he was with me on the yard. Like,
right.
We were doing everything together. But it's a necessary evil in prison, bro. Like, you got to understand, right? Let's say me and you on some thorough hood shit, right? Mm-hmm. And we're in prison. You know, there's a gang of smokers that are there with us. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just thorough fools that go to prison and, you know, gangsters
there's also
on their
crackheads.
shit. There's also crackheads. There's also dummies, drunks.
Right.
All kinds of shit, right? Now, when you're dealing with those type of individuals, they don't know the structure that we know,
right.
Like respect.
Right.
They don't know how to like move accordingly. So the prison politics are a necessary evil to stop racial issues to real escalating. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that's the phone for your people. That's the shower for your people. That's the basketball court for you guys. So guess what? You don't ever got to fight with somebody over, hey, I got next game. And it's a different race. And then fucking we're all going to the hole. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like necessary to keep as much harmony as possible.
Yeah, hell
until
yeah.
there's not harmony.
Until there's not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not because, oh, we hate them. Nah, it's not even like that, bro. It's just to keep a structure because you're in chaos all the time. I don't know. Bro, I remember when I would land to prisons, right? Like when you first get off the bus. No bullshit. I remember when I got to Sentinel, the 3-yard, and I landed in the Lifer building. Because I was on close custody because I had so much time. So when you're on close custody, the first 15 years of your term, you only get 2 hours of program a day. That's the only time you get to come out the cell. It's 2 hours.
Wow.
So I was on close custody with the lifers.
That's pretty much solitary.
That ain't
but
shit.
You get
yeah,
an extra hour.
Yeah. So I landed in the Lifer building to be on close custody, and I sat on the bench, and this Asian dude's fucking yelling at me from the door like, "Welcome to Santa because the prison's called Sentinella, you know? But like, there's no like, how can you say it, dog? Like, there's no chance to ever like think peacefully there, you know? Even if you're on your own peaceful journey, like the noises around you are always chaos.
Oh, they're always
Yeah, somebody's always stirring the pot, bro. It doesn't matter.
There's an idiot in there.
Yeah, always somebody discouraging you. Always like even when you're trying to go home, like what you getting ready to go home for? You just gonna come back? Like what the fuck?
Just
you
hate motherfuckers
you know
mad that they ain't going home.
Motherfuckers mad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all that rules and all the structure is to create some kind of normality. You know what I'm saying?
Who was the most interesting person you were locked up with? Life Jennings just shared he was locked up with Jeffrey Dahmer. Which
I was
random.
busted with. I ran into a few rappers like that. I looked up to. I ran into Drew Down.
Shout out to Drew. Pimp of the year, man.
Yeah, he was in Susanville. I ran to Drew Down. I ran to Sugar Free. I ran into Goldie Loke. But the most interesting one that I ran into was a porn star out of the valley right here. His name was Philip Oliver. His porn name was.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, anyways, he was a porn star, and like his stories were just the best. You
I
know
bet
what
he
I'm saying?
had
Like
ill stories.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So to me, he was the most interesting because everybody else I could relate. I heard all that shit, you know what I'm saying? But this fool was a beast, you know what I'm saying? He was legend out here.
Sugar Free had to be. I mean, he's a cool
Sugar
dude.
Free was a trip, but he wasn't talking to us like like what you see on the streets, that's not how he is in there, you know? I don't know if it because, you know, he's sober or what it is, you know what I'm saying? But he's just different.
100%. So you obviously, you get out, you go back, you get out again, you're fucking, you finally kind of have your mind right.
Yeah.
How long between the second time you got out before you released your first music?
I started recording right away. So what I was doing at the beginning was doing the SoundCloud shit.
Okay.
Like I had given myself a goal because I couldn't afford too much studio time. I would go record one song a week and give it away free. I couldn't afford to buy beats or engineering.
Right.
So I had found this relative of ours, well, through my niece, her boyfriend's cousin. He could engineer somewhat. So I used to go record, and then I would upload one song a week to SoundCloud and YouTube, you know? Mm-hmm. And I would just try and see what it did. And then little by little, I met somebody that told me, you know what? I'll help you put out a whole independent project. Like, you don't got to pay me shit. I just want to see you win. So we did that. And after that, that's when I really like, once I put something together, like a real project, I seen like people really getting behind it.
What year was that?
That was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah, 2016. But I was doing shows at bars and like that shit would fill out, you know what I'm saying? So like little bar promoters like come through again, you know. So that shit was encouraging, you know what I'm saying? But it was tough though at the beginning, dog, because like I said, I was doing it legitimately.
Yeah.
So you remember when like fools first started shooting videos, they weren't cheap like they are now.
Right. Yeah. It was
definitely.
it was definitely.
When the independent shooters were coming out, they were, you know, it was $1,000.
Because now you can get a video done for like $300.
Yeah. So
if you find like a young kid with a camera and Final Cut,
yeah, hell yeah. $250, $300 all day. You know what I mean? And it looks dope. You know what I'm saying? So back then, motherfuckers were charging an arm and a leg. So I used to borrow money from my sister. I used to borrow money from my sister to keep gas in my car to go to school. You know what I'm saying? Get back and forth. And then pay for my studio time, my video, you know what I mean? And then I would pay her back. I probably still owe her money. Who fucking knows? But you know what I'm saying? Like the sis was helping me out, you know what I mean? Like the sis, my homies from my hood.
Yeah.
My homies from my hood were helping me with that. I had one of my homies, rest in peace, Mojo. I just lost him like less than a year ago. He built me a studio. Like
oh shit.
We had a carport. And my homie he was one of them, you know, 8 in the morning to 8 at night. Like
that's dope.
They didn't sleep. He built me one, you know what I'm saying? And that's when like I started feeling like, okay, I really got to do this shit. Like,
people are kind of investing in you.
Yeah, most definitely, yeah. So all that help was like very encouraging, and it was good for my confidence. You feel what I'm saying?
Tell me about the day you guys went to No Jumper with American Cholo, because there's a lot of guys, a lot of the homies came with you.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, look, man.
And I know you have a great relationship with AD.
Yeah.
And you guys obviously have music together, and you guys have a strong bond. But just what was the thought process of just bringing a bunch of fools with you? Because it was a lot of people with you.
Yeah. We went deep as fuck. And honestly, bro, it was this, dog. Like in our community, our elders are very much respected. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that in every community, but in ours,
of course.
Like, in ours though, we do like. Really,
listen, I have a Mexican wife and a Mexican baby mama.
Yeah, so you know.
100%.
Yeah, so when Gil was getting attacked, I saw it. You know what I'm saying? I saw it and I knew the history behind it. So I could stand behind him, you know what I'm saying?
You knew the context.
Yeah, I knew the context, exactly how it was, right? So he calls me and I could hear it in his voice that he's looking for some kind of like I don't want to say help because I don't want to make him sound weak, but he was looking for a friend, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody to stand beside him that had validity out here that can really speak up on shit, that's been there, done that. So I didn't even let him ask me. I just told him like, hey, bro, you want me to go with you? And he was like, yeah, you know? So then I saw it as an opportunity to bring a lot of homies together. Like what people don't understand, bro, is like, yeah, we came deep and there was all homies, but I had a lot of rival gangs there that aren't supposed to be together.
So you kind of brought some people
Hell
together.
yeah, like the homies came together without question. Nobody ever. Oh, so before I get to that, yeah. So, I asked him like, "You want me to go with you?" He's like, "Yeah, if you're not busy, like pull up." So I hang up. I told him, "No doubt, I'll be there with you." I hang up, and then I'm just sitting in my living room, and I'm like, you know what? Like I saw it as an important moment for us as a community. You feel what I'm saying? I saw it as a good moment to communicate to people how blackballed we are in the industry, mainstream, like Power 106 took down the interview without even no question, you know what I'm saying? Like it was quick. Adam, for whatever reason, was motivated to put up that post. You feel what I'm saying? And then now one of our elders that has a positive voice in our community, whether you believe in what he says or not, he's not bringing nothing negative on the community, you know what I'm saying? He's not making our people look unruly or uneducated, you know what I'm saying? So when that was that question, I just thought to myself, like, you know what, this is a good opportunity for us to show solidarity, you know what I mean? Unity, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's always, I had just heard Whack 100 all over the place talk about how, the Southsiders ain't, they don't have control of their own destiny, they got to do what they're told. And we're like this fucking hit squad, bro, that just follows a dictator, you know what I'm saying? So I started reaching out to people. And then I called Gil like, hey, bro, like you feel like going deep? And he was like, you know what? I think we should.
Right.
So I was like, fuck it. So I reached out to a gang of homies from different hoods. And not once did anybody ask me like, hey, who's going to be there? Or, like who? And it was just because people felt the same way we felt. You know what I'm saying? Like just because we're not on IG or on YouTube running our mouth about Brown Lives Matter or this and that or whatever the fuck you want to call it, right? Doesn't mean we don't have an opinion or feelings about how we're being represented. You feel what I'm saying? So I threw it out there to the homies. Honestly, I'm not going to take credit for that shit. Like, I might have invited 20. The other 80 came on their own through word of mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Then people started calling me and, hey, what's going on? We'll pull up. You know what I'm saying? If you see the whole footage, dog, we didn't force our way in there.
Right.
Fucking AD's been with me with like 50 cholos before by himself in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So AD was like, Kyle, like, come in. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's all come in. We all here together because to AD, he don't see a bunch of Mexican cholos. He just sees the homies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, that's the squad. Bozo with them. Come on. You know what I mean?
You know, it's so interesting because I thought that the interview you guys did was dope because it was at a time when I felt like the unity of black and brown people in Cali, in LA needed to be kind of illustrated.
Yeah.
And I feel like you and AD's conversation.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you get like two real street dudes.
And I got to be honest with you, like I had no idea like until maybe like I've been out here since 2017, and I didn't understand like I wasn't raised out here, so I don't know the history between the black and brown community historically in LA is like a pretty divisive one.
Yeah, it is.
Because in Arizona, where I'm from, the blacks and the Mexicans, my whole life have just been homies.
Yeah,
I grew up.
Definitely.
I grew up in a heavily Mexican area. All my best friends are black or Mexican, and everybody always got along.
Yeah.
So I know that there was like a few things that had kind of led up to you guys doing that interview, and I felt like a necessary moment to have with AD and you and him and I think it didn't, to me it didn't feel like.
Well, to me it was a representation. Like look, dog, I don't just see things for the layer that is presented to you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I always see things in layers. I see things like from 1/10 to 2/10 to 3/10. You know what I mean? Everything comes with fractions. You feel what I'm saying? And if you see the fractions of that day, bro, like it's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? There's people that only give a fuck about views and ratings, and there's people that give a fuck about the human side. There's people that are currently living in a virtual world, and there's people that still live in reality. You feel what I'm saying? So, but I think it's important for like LA, I believe, like a few other major cities, are one of the cities that can dictate how things are presented and move forward. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
According to how we move as a society, other states follow. You feel what I'm saying? So, I think that mutual respect towards each other, even from what I told Adam, was like, look, bro, like, just learn how we move. You know what I'm saying? And then you can move correctly and not worry about 100 motherfuckers coming to your spot and telling you what the fuck you did wrong, even though it's common sense. You know what I'm saying? But let's just like, you could play with anybody else. Don't play with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, move how you want to move with other people and other groups or whatever. But when it comes to like what we represent, like move carefully, dog, because we see things in different light. You know what I'm saying? What you might not think is disrespectful to us is extremely, and and the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So it was a good day. I think it was dope. Adam wasn't there, which I to this day think is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like him being there would have just made it more like transparent. That there is no fuckery. You feel what I'm saying? That there wasn't no ill intentions or that there was no sabotage. You know what I'm saying? You know how it is when you want to defend yourself, you got to give face. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we went there to give face, and AD and Dunos pulled up, and it was cool. But like, you know, now it's becoming a point where like it's a stabbing point, dog. Like any little chance they get, they bring it up again, you know, or somebody will bring it up, or they're asking Swifty about it, and Swifty's talking about, well, you ain't, you know, come on, bro. Like at the end of the day, bro, like it's not about you or me. You know what I'm saying? It's about the community, the streets, and the shit that can happen after we leave the studio and we go home to our comfortable fucking pads.
Right.
Because most of us ain't posted on the block no more like we used to be.
Right.
If we did, we wouldn't have the opportunities that we have. So I think that we have to hold ourselves responsible for the people that we still got on the block. You feel what I mean?
Yo, it's Bootleg Kev here to tell you about our partners at MyBookie. Damn it, football season. We're in the thick of it right now. I hit big last week too, man. I want to give a shout out to my guy who gave me the pick. Shout out my guy, Sportsbook Killer. But listen, what you got to do is go to MyBookie right now. Get in on this NFL action. You know, NBA's coming up too. You could bet on anything you want. They got the player props. You could do a parlay builder. You could bet on your favorite team to win the Super Bowl. Get them odds up, whatever it is. The most important thing, get that first time deposit bonus. That means when you sign up for your account, use the promo code BOOTLEG, BOOTLEG, and you will get a deposit match. So if you put in $200, they're going to give you $200 on top of that to gamble with for free. If you put in $1,000, they're going to match that deposit with a free $1,000 for you to gamble with right now. So what the fuck are you waiting for? Let's get this money. Let's watch some fucking football, and let's get paid with MyBookie. Yeah, what? Because like obviously, you just brought up Swifty. I wasn't gonna bring him up, but you brought him up, so fuck it. You know, I know you guys have not seen eye to eye.
Yeah.
Online, you know, he's a lot younger than
on
you.
everything. We don't see eye to eye on everything.
He's obviously a lot. He's a lot younger than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's probably in a place in his life that when you were in his shoes, probably when you were younger, you were probably you probably didn't have the knowledge or the wisdom that you currently have. Have you considered like reaching out to him on some positive shit?
Well, I'm strategic with everything that I do, right? Because I know
you guys have had words for each other.
I know the importance behind my moves. You feel what I'm saying? So, to me right now, my silence is golden. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you at home, right? You have kids, right?
Of course.
You ain't gonna argue with your kids, right?
Right.
There it is there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's that simple. I have to carry myself like a man, and he has to carry himself like a young man. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm doing my part. Now, does he live up to his own expectations? We're going to see.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Ain't no need to even run our mouths no more. Like, and it's exactly like what you said. It's just the age difference, dog. You feel what I'm saying? I realize that. You know what I mean? That's another reason why I'm not, like, persistently going after certain topics and certain people, because at my age, dog, I have to carry myself like I have the knowledge, the wisdom, the importance, and the receipts to back up the way that I move without having to talk.
Yeah.
I don't really got to run my mouth. Like, just my presence says it by itself. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we always have heard, like, in certain cities, the check-in in thing, and obviously he's gone viral, and he's got his check-in website, which is a great marketing idea. Fucking love it. You get a certificate on it. But, like, in terms of, like, do you think that's something that's important if someone comes to LA? To tap in with, like, certain aspects
I think
of
that's
the streets?
important anywhere you're at.
Right.
You know, like how's the saying go? One of the oldest sayings, right? When in Rome, you do as the Romans do. You feel me? That's just
my thing is like I always, you know,
it depends how you're moving.
If you're a street rapper,
exactly. Yes.
Let's say you could be from Chicago.
Absolutely.
And if you move as like a street rapper, you claim to be from the streets.
Yeah.
It's probably smart for you to
hell yeah, most
tap
definitely.
in with the local community,
because that's what you're gonna attract.
If you're like a pop artist,
you
come to LA,
do your shit,
do your thing,
run wild.
Like, you might get robbed, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But wasn't nobody gonna defend you anyways at that point?
Yeah, it's like it's like I do feel like if you represent that,
if you're bringing that energy, then you gotta,
and that's wherever you go, right?
Everywhere
you should have some homies wherever you go.
Hell yeah, shit. hell yeah, it's just safety first. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you? Like, why not pay homage and want to meet the people where you're coming to? You know what I'm saying? Why not meet the locals? You feel what I'm saying? And learn the rules of the land, dog. At the end of the day, it's only gonna benefit you and get more love, if anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's important. I think it's table manners. You know, where everywhere you go, you gotta have table manners, dog. You gotta present yourself well.
What do you think of like just kind of like the influx in, we lost PNB Rock out here, which by the way, after finding out that it was like a father-son thing,
yeah,
that shit's crazy.
Well, that's a moment of reflection, I think. I think it's a moment to like see the layers behind the action itself, right? Like you got literally a father and son duo commit a crime that cost the life of a successful young man. You feel what I'm saying? And
from what I heard, I think the kid had an ankle monitor on, and he was
some shit like that. Yeah, but what I'm saying is this: like, it's a time, like this is what's happening, bro, and I see it a lot in my community, right? Like, there's men right now that are so caught up with social media and this lifestyle that it brings, right? That they're trying to hang with the kids. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's no division in
clout is a hell of a drug.
That's what I'm saying, right? So we gotta look at ourselves. Like, I see it as a failure in the men. You know what I mean? The men that are out here right now, like, ain't moving like men are supposed to move. We're not supposed to be following the little homies or even trying to be the little homies. You know what I'm saying? There's an art form to being a big homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the art form is like, you've been through the shit, so teach the little homies better. You feel what I'm saying? But right now, you got a lot of grown men trying to be little men, youngsters. You feel what I mean? And blend
you got a lot
in
of
and still be cool.
big homies doing little homie
Hell
shit.
yeah. So, but that's what social media does, bro. Like, you gotta understand, a lot of motherfuckers like didn't even have names or reputations before social media. You know, before you really had to come outside. Like, if motherfuckers knew you, dog, you was literally outside 24/7.
Yeah.
You never went away. And when you went to jail, you hit the block as soon as you got out, and you were hitting that motherfucking street. Like, there was no. And when you were in the joint, you were raising your hand for every mission. Like, that's how you. That was social media before, was strikes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But now we're in this virtual world, dog, where you know what I mean. You can make up your merit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And a lot of men that have what's the word I'm looking for? That have confidence problems are looking at that to validate who they are as men. You feel what I'm saying? You can't, because social media is mostly for children, I think. You know what I mean? I think that only children are allowed to live in their imagination.
Right.
I think that grown-ups live in reality.
Well, they
You feel
have
what I'm
to,
saying?
yeah.
Right? Because we have obligations.
Got
You feel
bills
what I'm
to
saying?
pay, man.
Hell yeah. You got buildings to build. We got to keep this shit going. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so I think that as a community, that's where we're at. Like, not only a community, just in general, bro. Because you see even older women trying to act like they're young.
Yeah.
Like, twerking and getting the BBLs and like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, it's wild.
I see 40-year-old women talk about my N-word this, my N-word that. Like, girl, like, you were just super this fucking for the last 30 years of your life.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like, so we have identity crisis going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that as men, we got to act like it, dog. Because, dog, imagine that, dog, like a father and son, like going.
That shit's wild.
That's like, that would be like, fuck, I couldn't even see myself telling my son, like, hey, grab the
crazy.
burner. We about to go
Rob somebody.
drop old boy for all his fucking jewelry.
It's crazy. And the fact it was like, I think that just reading the details of like what actually happened, you're like, damn, that kid was 17 and decided to like consciously like not just rob him, like rob him and then put him down.
Well, there's more layers to that. Think about that. Think about what his dad is communicating to him when they're
Right.
at home. The example that his father's giving him.
It's fucking
I ain't
crazy.
talking about bodies around my little boy, bro. Come
Nah, it's
on,
fucking
man. Like,
insane.
what the fuck? Like, we
Yeah.
talk sports, if anything. And
That
video
kid probably
games.
had a terrible life.
Hell yeah, for sure. If we check his record, I'm sure he's been in and out of jail,
Yeah.
you know, custody issues, you know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit that comes with it. So, I mean, look, bro, I think that it's crazy that, let's say, for instance, it would have been a cop killing a young black man or Hispanic man, right? We're marching, right? And we're doing all this shit, and there's awareness, and we need to be heard. But when it's us failing us, nobody wants to talk about it.
Right.
It's almost like a hidden secret, dirty secret in the family. You know, we're not allowed to talk about it. Why the fuck not? This is when we really got to address these shits, because at home is the root of all the rest of the problems that come into
100%.
your world. So
100%.
if we can stop that, we can stop a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
But we don't ever, you know, we're quick to point the finger at everybody else.
Yeah, broken homes, man, have a lot to do with the
Hell
lot of
yeah,
this
all
shit.
day. That's you know, I grew up in a great family. Once my mom died from cancer, it was a wrap.
Well, you said that you kind of grew up without a household.
Yeah,
right?
well, I lost my mom when I was 12, 13. My mom died from pancreatic cancer. My dad lost custody of me like within 6 months of that. I became a ward of the state at the age of 14.
So you're just bouncing around.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So, like shit. I mean, to each his own, bro, but I know the reality of this shit that comes with it, you feel what I'm saying? And I move a certain way, so but I understand what I'm willing to the consequences I'm willing to deal with, you know what I'm saying? And which ones I'm not. You know what I mean?
You were talking we were talking a little bit off camera just kind of about like Mexicans and hip hop.
Yeah.
And obviously I feel like the landscape of Mexican hip hop is it the best place it's ever been?
Yeah, for sure. Hell yeah. Because I've seen both eras,
Right. I remember like when I first, like obviously growing up in Arizona, we have MC Magic.
Yeah.
MC Magic, we go to Lowrider show.
I was always at them for Tucson, Phoenix.
Yeah.
We were doing all them shows.
Fucking High Power Records.
Yeah. I was on stage with them
and Little Rob and fucking Brown Boy and all these guys. Shout out Lil Uno, all these guys. And
it was big over there.
It was huge.
Huge.
But it was like it was literal Chicano rap.
Hell yeah, and it was packed. Thousands of people. Hell yeah.
Right? And so like it was like I always would like Little Rob, I think, was probably one of the only quote unquote Chicano rappers, because I don't consider MC Magic that, because I think he just makes love music that bitches love.
He's auto-tune singer before auto-tune singers were popular. Yeah.
Right. He's the voice box god after Roger Troutman.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, y'all? It's Bootleg Kev here to stop the interview. Sorry, but we got to pay the fucking bills. And, not only do we have to pay the bills, but we also got to take care of them cocks out there. That's right. Make sure you go to BlueChew.com right now. The Bootleg Kev podcast, we are presented by Blue Chew proudly. I happen to every once in a while dabble in a little chewski, you know what I'm saying? And let me tell you something, my dick thanks me for it every single time. So listen, if you go to Blue Chew, use the promo code BOOTLEG, you're going to get your first month supply for free. Now, we're talking the same active ingredient as Viagra, as Cialis, without the awkward doctor's appointment visit. You just go online, they get you taken care of, it gets delivered right to your fucking door in discreet packaging. It's a beautiful thing. And how about this? Brand new product alert on Blue Chew, all right? And I'm going to fuck this up for sure, so I'm going to try to read it. Now, Blue Chew has a mint-flavored chewable with vardenafil, which is the same active ingredient in Levitra and Staxin. So shout out to Levitra. Same active ingredient in the mint-flavored chewables. So what are we doing? Go get you a little mint boy, go get you a little Blue Chew, whatever the fuck you need. Just know, whatever young lady or man or etc. that you're dealing with, they're going to fucking thank you for it, because your dick's going to be harder than it's ever been in your whole fucking life, man. It's going to be great. And like, if you're a single guy, take a Blue Chew, jack off. Be a better jerk, I'll tell you that. All right? BlueChew.com. Go right now. And, I know we have a lot of male listeners who like underground rap, so chances are you're not getting a lot of pussy. But I promise you one thing. You take that Blue Chew, you're going to beat your dick like it stole something all night long. BlueChew.com. Use that promo code BOOTLEG right now, and they will give you the first month for free. So go do that shit. But Little Rob had like records that we played on the radio, like
yes,
hits.
Sir.
You know what I mean?
Around the clock.
Yeah. And so after him, I felt like there was a few records. Big Gemini had a cool joint. But I felt like there's kind of been like, once that era kind of dried out, it was kind of like dry, I feel like, commercially for a lot of Mexican hip hop. And now, I mean, look, we talked about King Lil G kind of held that flag for a long time. Now, there's so many artists.
Yes.
There's artists like a guy like Cap G.
Yeah.
There's a guy who's from Atlanta. Yeah. There's Suede. There's Peso.
Lil
who's
Maru.
There's just tons.
Peso,
there's so many dope.
Mexican OT. There's fucking
Mexican OT from Houston.
Man, gang 'em, like, we're killing it, dog. But what's always happened with us is this, bro. Like, we're misrepresented either in the business side,
right,
or we're misrepresented on the streets. You feel what I'm saying? And what I mean by like the first era we're talking about Lil Robin and them, right? It was exploited. The Cholo whole look was exploited till you couldn't fucking even sell it no more. Like, Kosh was giving out deals to just anybody. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So you would go to
that's where Target, you got your deal, right?
Yeah. So you would go to Target, fuck, there was like 50 different Mexican cholos on the shelves. Like you didn't even know what to pick up, and it wasn't based on talent. They were just giving deals on looks because they didn't know how to calibrate our talent or what we like. You know what I'm saying? So then that happened, the oversaturation of the cholo look, to where it ended up becoming almost like a mockery. You feel what I'm saying? It became a joke. You know what I'm saying? Because we evolved on the streets, but as far as like on the covers of CDs and music, we weren't.
Right.
Because they weren't letting new talent in. You feel what I'm saying? Because all them cholos that they signed, a lot of them were hating on the rest. You gotta understand, at that era, we were still set tripping on each other like crazy. So there was a lot of street politics that wouldn't allow, oh, homie's dope. Oh, but he from 18, we can't fuck with him. Or homie's from White Fence, we can't fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a lot of that going on. That's the biggest change that I noticed this time I came home. Like the set tripping amongst us in the business wasn't as big. But then what I saw was this, like we had such a complex from sounding like Chicano rappers that at this point we became the exploiters of the black culture by trying to sound too black. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like Nipsey said in the album, you get abused so long enough, you become the abuser. We started abusing the game. You feel what I'm saying? Now we're looking for an identity, and yeah, there's a gang of homies with talent, right? Coming up.
Shit, shout out to Burner too.
Burner too.
I mean, to be honest, Burner's probably the most successful Mexican rapper
he's had the
of all
longest
time.
run. Yeah.
I mean, shit.
So now you get at this point, right? And the little homies are being raised by IG.
Right.
And what does IG mainly put out there? Like the black culture. They're exploiting the shit out of the black culture to the fullest extent.
Yeah, without black culture, all these social media platforms
they ain't shit.
Would be
you know what
gone.
I mean? But they're exploiting them in the wrong way to me, I think. You know what I'm saying? There is no highlighting educated black men. There is no highlighting black men that raise families that are pillars in their community. You know what I'm saying? The ones that do, they're getting laid out. Every single one is getting laid out. You know what I mean? Like smoked, you know?
Yeah, the shit that goes viral is always the shit that's like, okay, we get it. Like some of these Instagram pages really just focus on like
the drama,
the craziest
That's
shit.
That's it, dog. And what they don't realize is that social media is raising this next generation.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Literally, they're raising the youth, you know? Because they have more influence from the phone than even their own parents.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now that's where we're at. And I was just having this conversation earlier with Drummer Boy. Shout out Drummer Boy. He's another one, you know, at the forefront of this shit. And
he's from
Pomona.
Pomona,
yeah. So the homie's telling me, like, he literally asked me the same shit, but in a different context. He's like, how do you feel about where we're at right now? And I'm like, dog, like right now we got to fight for our identity as a culture, because if we don't, what's going to happen is we're going to become another Houston. And I don't mean that in no disrespectful way, but the Hispanics in Houston have adapted the black culture completely to where you can't really tell the difference between a Mexican rapper and a black rapper.
Do you think it's a subject matter thing?
I just think that, man, you don't really want to know what I think, dog, because it's going to sound ugly.
Yeah.
But I think it comes with a type of submission, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, they gave up on trying to represent the culture in its purest form. You know what I mean? So they just kind of like, you know what? This is how we gonna get on. Like I could easily say the N-word in every song right now.
Right.
And I'll probably do better numbers. I could probably go braids, my dog, and start doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, because that's where we're at right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody imitating the black culture, right? Without no regard for their culture, no regard for their lineage, no regard for their blood, and no regard for their history.
Yeah, I think like it also depends on where you were raised. Because I look at a guy like
that's bullshit.
No.
But
listen. No, I was gonna say I look at a guy like Cap.
In certain
I look like a guy like Cap G,
Mm-hmm.
who's I've never heard him say the N-word.
Yeah.
When you listen to Cap G, he was raised in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So like a lot of his music sounds like Atlanta. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But then he'll have other records that have a lot of heavy, like he has a Day Without a Mexican, which was a fucking banger.
Yeah.
So I think Cap G has done a really good job of like
balancing out.
I'm a dude who grew up where I grew up. I'm from Atlanta, which is like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, the capital of like hip hop culture now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, most definitely. Hell
And I think Cap G has done a great job of like.
So then why don't we see a lot more blacks trying to be Mexican that grew up around Mexicans?
I mean, shit.
Okay, that's the proof in the pudding to me. You feel what I'm saying? It's like, what's the biggest form of humility? Imitation.
Imitation, yeah.
Okay, then. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm not.
And hey, well, listen. Listen.
Talk to me. Let's go.
There have been a lot of artists. I hate to beat the tiger horse dead.
Yeah, but listen, the way they do it is very strategically smart, bro.
And then I know YG just
Yeah.
put a record out with Kuko.
Yeah.
So like, I think that there has been, and I think that like,
But it's a small fucking number.
true,
dog.
but those guys grew up in LA.
Yeah.
YG signed Sad Boy Loco. You know,
YG dresses like us for the most part.
he's got the Stacey
You know what I mean?
Adams. He's got the
blasted his head, his whole shit, everything like the homies.
I think YG has been somebody who obviously grew up around Mexicans, and in my opinion, at least,
Yeah.
has paid homage tastefully.
Hell yeah. I think, look, honestly, for whatever people say about YG or how they say it, like, I think that he comes off sincere when he
I feel
does
like
it.
he has sincere love.
That's what I'm saying. Like
for
it's
Mexican
not
culture
forced.
because
Like
he grew up in
the
LA.
Tiger shit. I'm sorry, that didn't come off sincere at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
That was like it was. And listen, much love to that fool.
And
He
that
took
shit
on
is
the video,
old
all
as
that
fuck.
shit. Yeah.
He took the video down.
Yeah, it's great. Like all love to him. Ain't nobody
came to the
knocking
table,
him,
you know,
he's
cool.
dope. But it didn't come off.
It came off.
Yeah.
It didn't come off. That.
Whoever was behind him
right
failed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, like that's just the way I see it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like that's the way I see it. And it's about to do another shift. Like it's about to do another shift. Like if you hit the block right now, there's no more skinny jeans, dog. The little homies are dressing like me now again.
Right.
White tees and 501s all day. You feel
I
what I'm
think.
saying?
Well, I think too. The other thing we got to talk about is like obviously hip hop is black culture first.
Most definitely.
So I think.
Well,
that-
I would say that it's white and black culture.
I think it's black and
I know a lot of people
and
that
Puerto
say,
Rican.
oh, it's black. Nah, I'm gonna tell you why I say
Right.
that though.
Why do you say white?
Okay, Beastie Boys. Fuck you mean? One of the first
Yeah.
hip hop groups ever.
Yeah, but the
that
first.
put it on the that put it
no,
on
you're
the
right. You're
map.
right. You're right. You're
Come
right.
on,
But
bro.
that was like 84, 85.
I understand it wasn't like at the roots, but I'm saying when it mattered, come on, it was a bunch of white boys from right here.
I think
killing
it's.
shit.
I think it's. You know, if we go back to like 79, 80,
Yeah,
81, it's
yeah.
Puerto Ricans and blacks.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It came
For
out of
sure,
those
over there,
neighborhoods.
yeah, the Mecca, right? Like
Right,
where
the
everything
Mecca,
originated
yeah.
from. Hell yeah, most definitely. But when it took the stage and it was really time to make it a business, it was the Beastie Boys and it was LL Cool J.
LL Cool J, Beastie Boys,
Run DMC.
Grandmaster Flash, Run
Yeah,
DMC.
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I'm just
Sugar
speaking
Hill
facts.
Gang.
That's not how I feel. I'm just going by what I saw growing up because I'm a
right,
huge
right.
hip hop fan. You know what I'm saying? But there's beef over that too. Like,
I saw
who
the
started
fact
it?
people.
Like, man, who gives a fuck, dog? I
Right.
believe, like, look, dog, how do you create something? There's the people that build it, and there's the people that fund the building.
Mm-hmm.
We funded the building, so how are we not a part of it? If we didn't believe in it and push hip hop, the creation of it, and stand behind it, it would have never took off the way it did. I mean all of us.
I
not
think,
just
but I think
Mexicans.
like the answer to what you were asking, like why aren't people imitating what we're doing? I think if you like, one, black culture is the number one most influential culture in the U.S.
yeah, for
And,
sure.
and you could say
Hands
in
down.
Asia, in-
everywhere,
in
all
everywhere,
over the
right?
world. Hell yeah.
And hip hop culture, hip hop is the number one genre of music in the world. That's a fact.
Fact.
So hip hop's the number one genre of
Mm-hmm.
music, and it's derived from black culture. It is black culture. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I think that and black culture is the most influential culture in the country. Period. Like that's no debate.
Yeah, no debate. Yeah,
Like
fashion.
You go to H&M. You go to it's all
music,
derived.
Anything. Hell yeah,
100%. So I think that's probably a little bit more closer to like why you were like, yo, well, why is nobody imitating what we're doing? And I do think that obviously like there's very small examples where people pay homage to the
I hear
Mexican
that part of the
culture.
argument, and I've thought about that part of the argument.
Okay.
But then when I see rap videos, lowriders, well, especially on the West Coast, you know what I'm
Well, I was
saying?
gonna say, would you consider? I mean, because to me,
Lowriding is us. That's us.
100%.
Hell yeah.
But you think about, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
No, hell yeah. They adopted it.
100%.
Yeah. But they did it right though.
And
it
in
wasn't
their-
a gimmick.
Well,
They
would
did
you
it
say
like,
that they did it in a way that they paid homage?
Hell yeah, they did it class. They did it with class.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They represented they
Because
how do you
really,
say it?
lowriders is obviously a Mexican thing,
Hell
but
yeah,
it's an
us.
LA thing.
It's an LA thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Start on the east side, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that the way they did it was they showed like the parts they should highlight, like the
Yeah.
dope shit that we do. You know what I'm saying? Not goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? Or motherfuckers dressed like mariachis.
Right.
Like we're not out here dressed like mariachis. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, let's just be real. You feel what I'm saying? I get it. It's a part of the culture, huge part of the culture. But
Yeah.
I never see one of my homies on the block dressed like a mariachi. You know?
Right.
Mariachi, say it right. Like I'm talking like you know what I mean? Like I don't know no better. But you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just a person that goes by facts, and I like I like honesty. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm gonna be honest, like I see a lot of shit that that isn't necessarily fair, but it is what it is, dog. Like at this point, you know, we're either gonna rise from this with our own foundation, our own structure, or we're just gonna become a part of the rest of the machine. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's on us, I think, at that part, and that's what I was talking to Drummer Boy about. Like, I told him, like, look, bro, like this is your time. Like, what you guys do at this moment is gonna define our people in the game for a while. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because right now, like as a people in this music game, we're searching for an identity. You know what I'm saying? We really are. Like I was talking to him earlier about the way that he creates music, you know? And I was telling him the same shit. Like, bro, if you look different and you're a different ethnicity, you'd be through the roof right now, bro.
Yeah.
But you got to fight the stigma. You know what I'm saying? Right. So do you fight the stigma? Because hip hop don't love us for whatever it's worth. We love hip hop, but hip hop don't love us at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So are you going to stay in a toxic relationship, or are you going to move on and find a new breezy and make your family? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I really think it is, man? I think there has to be an honest conversation where we're like, who's the Mexican rapper that you feel like was on the same level as Drake or Jay-Z? Or
there hasn't been one ever.
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's going to take that guy.
But why, though, hasn't there been one? I mean,
it's going to take that guy.
In the past, yeah. There was
where you're like, there's somebody that's so dope, it's undeniable.
Yeah.
So to me, it's like, there's been a lot of cool, dope Mexican artists, but has there been one that's so crazy that it's just undeniable, whether it's ability,
look at the one that they
hit
did
records.
blow up. The one that they did blow up, fool.
Who?
No talent. I mean,
who are you talking about?
6ix9ine, bro. The one that they did blow up, like, come on, bro. Like,
okay. So, and I don't even want to get into the snitching thing because that's been beat.
Yeah, that's besides the
point. But
6ix9ine
had records. He had undeniable records.
Okay.
So it didn't matter if he was Mexican.
But if they're undeniable, how come LA wasn't jamming them all crazy?
In the clubs, they were.
The clubs isn't the streets, though, bro.
Yeah,
the club is one
man.
stream. I'm talking about
2018, 6ix9ine.
Think about this. When Get Rich or Die Trying dropped, who wasn't playing that shit on the block?
Everybody.
Okay, then. Let's go more relevant. When YG dropped My Crazy Life, who in the fuck wasn't playing that shit?
Out here, everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah.
That's everywhere, because I travel.
Yeah.
Everywhere people are playing. All right. 6ix9ine wasn't booming like that.
I don't know, man.
I think a lot of those numbers,
so 6ix9ine
a lot of that shit is bullshit.
See, to me, the 6ix9ine shit was, to me, a perfect example of somebody who just made records that like were kind of undeniable. Mm-hmm. So it didn't really matter that he was a clown. And this is before he snitched.
Yeah, of course, yeah. When this shit was moving.
And we had that conversation where I was like, artists gotta like happen to be Mexican, but be dope first.
Yeah.
And I think 6ix9ine, 6ix9ine, people were like, oh, he's got some Gummo and all that shit. Them shits were hard. The Nicki record was hard, and he happened to be a Mexican guy.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
So I think like he had records.
But was he?
I think he had.
But was he represent the culture?
I think he was representing his culture, how he grew up. Maybe. Does that make sense?
I don't know. Yeah, I could be. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But shit, I think that.
I think that but that's an example of what I was saying. Like, who's the artist that like is making undeniable hit records, or is just so crazy that it's like, yo, this motherfucker.
But when King Lil G broke through, right, and he's selling out shows all over the nation.
Yeah, he was on fucking.
Why the fuck was there no love? Because he represented me and how I look.
That's fair.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the homie, look at Snow the Product. That girl.
Snow the Product.
She does shows everywhere, doesn't she? She's still not getting the love she should.
She just got nominated for a Latin Grammy.
Thank God for her. God, hey.
And Snow is the, she's a God level MC for sure.
That's what. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, why? I don't know.
No,
the little girl Munch just took off. Fucking, I don't know.
Snow's never had one of those records, though.
What the fuck? And everybody's flying her out. No, I'm just speaking facts, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? Can Munch this, Munch that, and this shit bullshit. Like the track isn't that hard. I mean, it's cool.
But it's a TikTok thing, bro.
Yeah, but you got Snow the Product slaughtering shit. Like, I mean, fuck, come on, bro. Like,
Snow is slaughtering shit in her world in the same way that, like, think of Tech Nine. Tech Nine can rap his fucking ass off.
I think she's more dimensional than him.
Oh, of course, because she's.
I heard radio play from her.
That's not a direct correlation to their followings or their music.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just think that, like, yeah, man. I think that with everything we've talked about, what we can both agree on is that it's all going in a positive direction.
Well, yeah, any fucking momentum is good.
I mean, look, Money Sign Sway has
yeah.
a deal with Atlantic Records.
Hell yeah.
I mean, Cap G was on Atlantic. Cap
Yeah,
G's about to drop a record with
definitely,
J Balvin. You know what
You
I'm
got
saying?
homies like me running around tearing shit up
Yeah, you're
independently
right.
on their own.
100%.
On their own. I'm
yeah.
doing features, motherfucker, I shouldn't even be doing them with.
Yeah,
That I couldn't do them 15 years ago. Motherfucker just...
And you say
won't even
you
answer
got
the
a
phone.
project on the way with Benny the Butcher?
Yeah.
We got to stop the interview, tell you about our partners at Odd Socks. Well, first of all, let's check out the brand new collab. Look at these. The Bootleg Kev sock. You see my pink ass face on those fucking socks? Nobody wants to buy those. We're going to figure out a way to give them away, though. But look, Odd Socks are the most comfortable socks in the world. And the best thing about Odd Socks is they're our family, man. I've been rocking with these guys for about 10 years now, and I will not wear anything else on my feet. Like, I swear to God, I'm about to take my shoe off. I'm about to take, look, what is this? Smells great, too. That's an Odd Sock right there. That's an Odd Sock basic. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with Odd Socks. You should, too. They got the crazy licenses. We're talking about Nickelodeon. Shout out to Patrick. Motherfucking Cheez-Its. Baywatch. How about macaroni underwear? Look at these boys right here. Let's just crack these motherfuckers open real quick. What do we got in here? Come on, man. Yeah, a little Pop-Tart underwear. You know what I mean? Yeah. These are the Odd Socks basics. All right. So if you go to the website right now, order you some underwear, order you some socks, use the promo code BootlegKev. That's one word altogether, BootlegKev, and you will save 20% off at checkout. Go to oddsocksofficial.com. One more time, that's oddsocksofficial.com. Promo code BootlegKev, and you will save 20% off your order. Of course, we're presented by Odd Socks, and we are proud to say so. All right, let's get back to the interview.
Yeah, well, Benny's a friend of the family, you know? So
Yeah.
I got some coming with the boy in the future. I just dropped my album, Hunger Games 2. I got Prayers
You
on
got
it.
Prayers on there. Shout out
Yeah,
to
I got
Prayers is
on-
dope.
Yeah, shout out to Prayers. Prayers sells out wherever he goes independently, too.
Yeah, he's fire.
You know, but he don't rap, but...
No, he's fire,
Either
though.
way, though, he's doing it. Yeah,
Is
you
he
gotta-
still
you
married
gotta
to Kat
come out
Von
a
D?
show. Yeah, hell yeah, he's still
Good for
married to her.
him.
He ain't letting her go.
Yeah.
He ain't letting that go. Hell no. He got like the if it was Selena, Kat Von D's probably next, right? I mean, I would think like the sweethearts of our community, you know?
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
how like when you work with someone like Prayers, who obviously maybe sonically is a little bit,
But he's a Southsider like me,
Right.
So we bond on that level. You feel what I'm saying? And it, you know, like there's something to be said about our brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Like that Southside brotherhood is very it's very how can you say it, man? Like it's automatic love, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So we gel, we vibe, and it was a. Yeah, it was like a puzzle to put together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even the production was very hard to find, but we did it, you know what I mean? And I think it was dope, you know what I'm saying? Like to bring two worlds together that represent art, you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like we're not on some ignorant just, you know what I mean, making noise. We really trying to make records, you feel what I'm saying?
that's important.
Yeah,
I think
important.
that's
Hell
important.
yeah.
You gotta make records,
Yeah,
man.
it's important. So yeah, we just did that. And shit, we moving out here, you know what I mean? We as far as myself personally, I just concentrate on making timeless music, dog. Like I'm not here to follow trends.
It's important.
I'm not here to like appease anybody, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm just trying to follow my heart, my soul, and thus far, shit, just by my
It's
catalog,
working out.
it's led me to all the right. Look, I'm here with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I met you where? Backstage with Benny and them.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
shroomed the fuck out.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Look who was back there. Freeway Rick was back there. The real Freeway Rick. Who
Yeah.
else was back there? Legendary people like
Yeah, it was a good
think
time.
Crooked Eye Alchemist.
Yeah,
Like think
that
about
was
these
a
are all
great-
people that I grew up like fuck. I met Jay-Z. Bro.
Where'd you meet Jay-Z
I
at?
met Jay-Z. You were there too, fool, but I didn't say what's up to you.
Where at? Was this at
No,
the
I didn't because there was so many people there.
first
I wanna
Griselda
say-
show?
We went to the Novo. We were all there
The
together.
Novo
That was
Griselda
a sick
show.
one.
Yeah, that was right
a
before the
sick one.
pandemic.
Yeah, hell yeah. I went with
That was
Benny
before the
Town.
whole country shut down.
So trip on that. That goes to another thing. Shout out to Jay-Z though. I'm not saying this to
Right.
you know, but me and the homie, right? We're in the hallway. We're the only two essays in the hallway in the green. You know how the Novo set up.
Yeah,
right to
yeah.
the stage. So I'm a huge Jay-Z fan. Of
course.
like one of the only. This fool will tell you one of the only albums I had on the yard was like Reasonable Doubt. I had Reasonable Doubt. I had Graduation,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had Mobb Deep, Murder Music. You know,
Fire. Classics.
classics, right? So those are the three albums that I'm doing time with, right? So fuck, like I said, okay. So I'm waiting for Benny because I know how the shows end. I
Of
wanted
course.
to get to the back.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Before, yeah. Before everybody, all the rush comes in. So I see G Perico's homeboy with him, his older homie. I forgot his name, but his OG homie. I recognize him first, and then that's when Jigga had the dreads, you know,
Yeah.
the big thing. So right away I was like, oh shit, that's Jay-Z, and the homie's like, no, it's not. I'm like, fool, trust me, that's Hov, fool, like, you know. So he walks by, and sure enough, we see him, but I didn't want to, you know, hey, what, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like. I don't know. I'd rather just admire a boy from the distance, you know, and enjoy the moment. So he goes over there, and then on the way back, Jigga comes out by himself, literally, you know? And I'm tripping like, damn, no security with old boy? Like, what the fuck? And it's just me and the homie standing in the corner. And I'm dressed almost like what I'm dressed right now. I got my gold on. The homie got way more shit than me, but we're both bald, and we're chilling. And Jay-Z walks up to me, right? And he's like, what's up, brother? And I'm like, what's up? You know what I mean? I didn't even know how to act, to be honest with you. Of
course.
So I shake his hand. We exchange a few words politely. And then he leaves, and then I pull out my phone. I take a picture from behind him. I'm like,
oh no, I would have got the pic.
I wanted to, bro, but I was like,
fuck. All my cool points can get thrown right out the window. I'd be like, yo, Jay, look, man, I got a pic.
Yeah, I gotta get this. So when he walks away, I swear to you, I don't know why, but the first shit that comes to my mind, I was like, damn, I bet you Jay-Z thought we were the plug. There's no way he thought I rapped or fucking you rap. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for a fact this motherfucker thought we were the plug. You know what I'm saying? Right. But either way, though, it was dope. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, all that shit, you know, it's all due to diligence and like hard work and carrying yourself the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people highlight ignorance right now, but dog, let me tell you, like, on the block, what's gonna make you survive and make you thrive is your intelligence. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like knowing how to move, knowing where to be at, knowing how to conduct yourself. Like, all that loudmouth shit is only good on the phone, dog.
Yep.
When it comes to real business, nobody wants to sit across a table from somebody that's a liability.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? And somebody that don't know about investing, somebody that doesn't believe in the worth of where they're at and what they're doing at the moment. Like, I know the worth because, dog, in the blink of an eye, I could go back to the cell. I remember that bitch vividly. You feel what I'm saying? Right now, what time is it? It's 2:00. Right now, I'd be watching on the People's Court. I'd be watching the People's Court. I'd be getting ready to go out to yard, right? 2:00 yard, right, man? Yeah. The first unlock, 2:00. We'd be ready. I'd be on the toilet, no lie, 3 yard, waiting for my door to unlock while my celly is on the bunk, looking like a raging bull ready to come out to yard because we're that excited to come out for a few fucking hours.
That's so crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to shout out to a couple of artists. We were talking about dope rappers. Coyote's dope. Those dudes are incredible, and Doe Man from Houston.
Houston, yeah.
He's fire. He can rap his ass off.
Yeah, I had a communication with the Coyotes, you know, when they well, I'm sure they're still signed to WAC, but you know, I just reached out to them, you know what I'm saying, and told them like, man, dog, like there's better ways to go about this shit.
I would say that just because someone's signed to somebody doesn't necessarily mean that they, you know.
I feel you.
I feel
that
way.
Too, but I mean, to this point,
unfortunately, they're Mexican artists signed to WAC, so if WAC says something,
exactly.
you know.
Yeah. So, you know, but they're doing their thing, shit, you know, and you know, it's all love, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day.
Well, there it is, man. Well, look, your album is out.
Hell yeah, Hunger Games 2, The Price of Integrity. Bangers all the way through. You a PC, you a bitch, don't listen to my shit. You ain't gonna like it, dog, guaranteed.
Protective custody,
you
correct?
cry over
That's what
hoes that
PC?
night, don't listen to my shit.
Yeah.
You don't hustle, you don't stand on your word, don't listen to my shit. Like, you ain't gonna like it, you know what I mean?
There it is.
Facts.
Appreciate you pulling up, man.
And you picking this bitch.
Boom.
Appreciate you, my dog.
You,
Gracias.
Yes, sir.